All right, sound check, great. So great to be here. Curious is probably not the first word that comes to mind when you think of millennials. We're described as narcissistic, self-entitled, and tech-obsessed. But I like to think that we're just living in a vastly different world than that of our parents. The workplace gives us a really bad rep. We're called job hoppers and regarded as not disciplined. But in reality, it's because we're exposed to the information age. The internet keeps inundating us with new information and stimulus. And what that has created is a generation of maximizers and job hoppers. My dad has 3 jobs his entire career. At the age of 29, I'm on to my 5th. At this rate, I will have had 30 jobs by the time I'm his age. But the truth is, curiosity is what fuels me to change jobs, cities, and industries. What separates our generation from the previous generation is a sense of possibilities and endless opportunities. And let's get real, there is no sure thing anymore. Job markets are volatile, new economies are emerging. Millennials are forced to keep processing new information in a changing environment. You either evolve or die. When I graduated from college, I faced the recession. My hopes of going into the safe and linear path of becoming a lawyer were gone because say goodbye to job security. As a result, faced with this harsh reality, I pivoted to a new area called product management. And in a way, my own career shift embodies a paradigm shift that it applies to many of us. Millennials today are no longer chasing stability. Instead, we're following opportunities. Technology has also enabled and hurt our own sense of curiosity. Today, when we're stumped, we look to our phones for answers. Googling is just as ubiquitous as knowledge seeking. But what lies at the end of Google search is not understanding. It's just someone else's answers. Our brains have become hacked into mistaking that hard numbers, scientific proofs, Wikipedia articles hold understanding to something. But curiosity is so much more than that. Curiosity is a return to a sense of inquiry, scientific inquiry, Socratic method, and introspective understanding. The internet is vast but shallow, and the greatest danger of the modern world is wading in the shallows and losing our depth. I'm afraid that we're all losing our ability to deep think. What I miss most about my liberal arts education is an ability to fixate on one topic, deconstruct it, and evaluate it from multiple points of view before assembling it all back together with my own interpretation and opinion. There was no right answer, but I was curious, and I found out what was true for ourselves, and I found my own truth without going to the internet. Coming from a liberal arts background and having made my way into tech, I oftentimes feel different. I look around in a meeting and I realize, gee, I'm like the only woman in here, or I'm the only person with a non-technical background. We all know that tech has a diversity issue, and this comes as no surprise because 18% of all computer science majors in the United States are women. Women are consistently underrepresented in technical roles as well as executive positions. This type of hostile environment with microaggressions and a sense of being different breeds the imposter syndrome. The imposter syndrome is a term for high-achieving women who often feel like frauds. And hey, I'm one of them. I oftentimes trivialize my own success and achievements for luck and timing. Maybe I got invited here because someone read my blog post or followed me on Twitter, but not because I really earned it or owned my success. And the media coins this term, imposter syndrome, as if it's a disease we have to be cured of. But what if the imposter syndrome can benefit us? The way I see it, being an imposter isn't all that bad. Feeling like an imposter means you are humble, you're self-aware, and you're constantly seeking new stimuli and skills to learn. Armed with curiosity, we can face our imposter syndrome and make it work for us. Instead of feeling fear and anxiety and being paralyzed to do something, ask yourself the following questions. What is my inner voice telling me? And how can I talk back to my inner critic? How is this skill going to help me in some way, shape, or form? Curiosity has helped me make peace with my own imposter syndrome, and I no longer look at it as a deficit. It's actually an asset, because being an imposter means I am self-aware to know what I don't know, which is the definition of second-degree ignorance. We lie in uncertain times. There is constant change and tumultuous change in our markets and daily lives. And I think it's important for us to remind ourselves that it's okay to not know all the answers. One of my favorite photographers, Deanne Arbus, who photographed people in marginal lives, said, "The thing that's important to know is that you never know, and you're always sort of feeling your way around." Feeling your way around. Gee, isn't that powerful? Because we can admit that we don't know now, since we're always treading on the cusp of the unknown. My role as a product manager didn't exist 10 years ago, and there's really no hard job description for it. I'm constantly treading on the cusp of the unknown. As a product manager, I innovate and iterate on new products. So for example, a Facebook PM is someone who designs the look and feel of your newsfeed. There's no playbook for me to go by for something that hasn't been done before. And there's also no product management school that I can go to with a certificate and a check mark. Instead, my role is to keep staying curious and enabling my team of engineers, user researchers, designers, marketers to keep asking new questions and course correcting as we iterate towards one direction and finding something else is more interesting, so we probe in another direction. What I love about David Foster Wallace's quote in his commencement speech, "This is water," is it reminds us that curiosity is so much more than ourselves. It's also having an awareness outside of ourselves towards other people and the invisible forces at play. He said, "It is the real value of a real education, which has almost nothing to do with knowledge and everything to do with simple awareness. Awareness of what is so real and essential, so hidden in plain sight all around us all the time, that we have to keep reminding ourselves over and over again, this is water, this is water." Reminding yourself this is water keeps you humble and in the growth mindset. As a product manager, I don't hold the answers. That's not my job. But my job is to keep asking the right questions and probe into interesting new directions for my team. And together we collaborate on solving technical and product and user experience problems that we never imagined we could have solved. Being curious and reminding yourself this is water unlocks impossible routes. It may feel impossible right now for you to be sitting here as a lawyer and how do I become an iOS developer tomorrow? But asking the right questions will unlock that path. Staying focused in how you arrive to an answer will lead you down unconventional paths and opportunities. I am really glad that I didn't have all the answers when I started in my own career. And I'm glad that I've had to keep reminding myself that we haven't all figured out and that this is water. This is water. Whether you're graduating from college, starting a new job, or planning a career shift, remember that curiosity is a gift that lies within all of us. It may feel really overwhelming right now to face so many options and uncertainty. But curiosity is a compass that lies within us, and it will guide us through turbulent times and uncharted territory. Curiosity reminds us that it's okay to not know, that it's okay to probe deeper, and that it's okay to feel like an imposter sometimes. Learning is forever, and curiosity never goes away. It's the gift of childhood wonder. So next time you feel like you don't know something, put away your phone and ask yourself, what am I trying to understand? How can I break it down and try to interpret it in my own way? Because that way, you'll really be able to deep think instead of wading in the shallows. Stay curious, stay hungry, and stay humble. Thank you.